Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storm. So this is a much different video than I normally do here on my channel. Everybody knows with the world events going on, there isn't a whole lot to talk about in the movie industry, especially, you know, with me, I talk about the comic book movies and stuff like that, but with them all being pushed back until further notice, there's really nothing to talk about. But the one industry, I should say, that is still going forward is the video game industry, mostly because you don't have to be out in public to play video games. You don't even have to go to a store anymore. You can just sit there, go on your PlayStation store, your Nintendo eShop, or Xbox, Microsoft store, and just buy your games. Hell, I did that for Resident Evil 3. I had it pre-ordered at GameStop, and guess what? GameStop closed, so I can no longer pick up my pre-order for Resident Evil 3. So what I did was I just went ahead and just got it digitally on the Microsoft store. That way I can play it opening night when it comes out. I can get the, the DLC pre-order package, get Jill's original costume. So I mean, it all works fine. I would much rather have a physical copy, that way it can go along nice with my Resident Evil 2, but sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to work out. But with that said, the video game industry is still going pretty strong because we can go to like a retailer, get video games, or just get them digitally if we have to. So we're not seeing delays like we are in the movie industry. And my channel is mostly known for talking about superhero movies, and the only one we've gotten so far this year was Bloodshot, which, you know, is not a bad movie, not a horrible movie, but it's not a great movie to start the 2020 comic book movie train. So with that said, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. We all know that with E3 being canceled and all this major video game events being canceled, we have the PS5 and the Xbox One Series X on the horizon. I just kind of want to talk a little bit. This isn't going to be like skits and deeply edited videos. This is just gonna be me sitting here talking. So if you guys aren't down for just me kind of rambling on, I don't know how long this video is gonna be. It could be like 5 minutes, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 25 minutes, I'm not sure. I just kind of want to talk about the state of video games, to be honest with you, and most importantly, the PlayStation, Sony, and Microsoft and the Xbox Series X. So I want to kind of give a brief history of me with these consoles. Now, I've always been a massive PlayStation fan. I was a Nintendo fan, and then during the N64 PlayStation generation, I went strictly with PlayStation because I felt like PlayStation was the better console, and I have been stuck on the PlayStation ever since. Every time there was a new release of a PlayStation, I was there day one to pick it up. I remember I worked at Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie's a little supermarket here in Florida. I busted my ass all summer to save up money so I could pre-order at Toys R Us the PS2. I remember when it launched, I asked my mom if I could stay home so I can go pick up my pre-order. I remember her dropping me off, and I'm just running in. I picked it up. The first game I bought was Tekken Tag. That was on launch day. And I didn't even have a memory card. I just kept playing it over and over again. And then when the PS3 came out, I knew there was a lot of backlash, and then it was super expensive. But I bought the fat PS3 that was backwards compatible with the PS2. And then again, I was there day one with the PS4. Xbox was a little different. I wasn't a big fan of the original Xbox, the big thing. Like, I hated the fucking control, like white button, black button. I hated the goddamn control. And I remember seeing Halo, and I was like, oh, I really want to play this Halo game because it looks really good. And one of my favorite games I like to play when I went to Best Buy with my friends in high school was they always had the Xbox on the demo Xbox, and they always had NFL Fever with Peyton Manning. And I remember we used to sit there for like an hour or so until, you know, the Best Buy employees kicks us out. We used to just play NFL Fever and over again. So NFL Fever and Halo were the two reasons why I wanted an Xbox, but I never ended up buying an original Xbox. It wasn't until, you know, many years when it was already old and super cheap, that's when I bought the original Xbox. And I still don't like the original Xbox. I have one, I don't like it, I don't use it, I hate the controller, I hate the Duke control. I've always been a PlayStation fan. Nintendo kind of lost me during the GameCube and Wii era, and then when the Wii U didn't do it any favors, finally I jumped back on the Nintendo bandwagon with the Switch, because the Switch really accommodates me. I'm able to pick this thing up, play it on a home console like a regular home console, and also bring it to work and play it. So a lot of the games I can get on all three consoles. I normally get it on Switch because I work a lot and I can take it with me and play. So during this recent console generation, Originally I wasn't even gonna get the Xbox One. I didn't like the direction they were going in with the Xbox One. We all remember the E3 when Xbox was like, you can't play pre-owned games, you can't let friends borrow games. Then PlayStation did the whole campaign, and then they actually came in $100 less than the Xbox One, and then you needed to fucking connect with the Xbox One. So I didn't get an Xbox One on day one. I did get a PS4 day one. I bought Shadowfall. Killzone Shadowfall was the first game I bought for the PS4 on launch night. And it wasn't until the Master Chief Collection came out on the Xbox One when I bought the Xbox One bundle. And we all know the Master Chief Collection didn't even work for years after that. Now it's finally working. Master Chief Collection is fantastic. I love the Master Chief Collection now. But ever since the fumble at E3, Microsoft has really been trying to reinvent the Xbox One. And they fired the douchebag that was basically telling everybody, if you don't like it, buy an Xbox 360. You know, he basically, they fired that douchebag, and Phil Spencer came in. I think Phil Spencer has been doing a real good job trying to rebrand the Xbox and Microsoft, and well, not so much Microsoft, but the Xbox in general, where they're taking it and they're taking a different approach to it. It's almost like Phil Spencer's like, yes, I know we don't have God of War, we don't have Uncharted, we don't have a lot of these exclusives that Sony has. Sony kicks ass with exclusives. I'm never gonna sit there and say Sony doesn't kick ass with exclusives, but I like the approach that Phil Spencer kind of came to it. Like, look, we're gonna make backwards compatible games. You can play your 360 games on the Xbox One. We're gonna roll out a certain amount of games, and then we're gonna keep adding on to that. And they kept doing that up until last year, because the rumor is Xbox One Series X is gonna be completely, or the Xbox, I think it's the Xbox One Series X, is gonna be fully backwards compatible with the original Xbox and 360 and Xbox One, which is fantastic. I love Phil Spencer's mindset of, you should be able to play games no matter what console you're on. I like that idea. That's something recently Adam moved in, and Adam's a PlayStation guy. I actually talked him into getting his PS4 a few years ago when PS4 came out. I'm like, do you need to get PS4? And he loves his PS4. But somewhere down the line of this generation, I went from a Sony PlayStation fan to supporting the Xbox One. And I think the reason is, I love playing on PlayStation. I think PlayStation has better graphics. I think they have better hardware. But somewhere down the line, Phil Spencer really turned things around. I think with the I think it really shifted with the Xbox One S. When the Xbox One S came out, it was a slimmer model. It was going to be able to play 4K Blu-rays, where they say the Pro can, but it really can't. You know, it's not real 4K and all that. And then I bought an S, and I was so happy with the S. I like the S. I love playing 4K Blu-rays on my 4K TV. I love that so much. That was a big selling point for me. And the fact that these games were backwards compatible. Then PlayStation launched the PlayStation Pro. I didn't get, it doesn't play 4K Blu-ray, so I don't care. And then the Xbox One X to compete with the PlayStation Pro. So I felt like Phil Spencer was really catapulting in a new direction. I like the direction he was going in. And the biggest thing for me is backwards compatible. Now, I know this isn't for everybody, okay? I understand it. People are like, I get it all the time. And again, these are my opinions, so please don't attack me for my opinions. I'm not attacking you from your opinion. I'm strictly just talking here as the type of gamer that I am personally. You know, I have always liked gaming in general. There are still times I fire up Ninja Turtles for Nintendo, or Metroid, or Legend of Zelda for Nintendo, and I play Super Nintendo games. I still own my retro games. I still play my retro games, you know? And every once in a while, I want to play an older game. I would love to play Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. But the only way I could do that on a PlayStation console is if I play the original game and hook up my PS2s, or my PS2 and then play the PS2 games, or hook up my PS3 to play my PS3 games. You know, so yes, I would love to play Metal Gear Snake Eater, Metal Gear Sons of Liberty, but I would have to hook up my PS3. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like having all my consoles hooked up. When a new generation comes in, I like to retire the previous console. Yes, I still hook up my GameCube and stuff if I get the itch to play Metroid Prime or something, but for the most part, I retire my consoles. They served me well. Time to usher in the new generation. And I don't like having a majillion consoles on my entertainment center with all these wires. That's completely a safety hazard and fire risk. So I like the idea of having 1 or 2, maybe 3 consoles hooked up. Right now I got my Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch all hooked up. 3 consoles. One of all the new generations, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. But I want to play Metal Gear, so what do? Well, I have to unhook my PS3 or my PS4 to plug in my PS4. But no, because on my Xbox One, I can play the Metal Gear collection from the Xbox 360. This is what I'm talking about. I don't have to unplug a console to plug in another console. All I have to do is just put the 360 game into my Xbox One, grab my controller, and I'm on my way to playing Metal Gear. Hey, I got an itch to play Catherine. I have the collector's edition on PS3. Oh, I would have to unplug my PS4 to plug in my PS3, but no, wait. I can play it on my Xbox 360 because Catherine is backwards compatible. You know what I really wanted to play? One of my favorite exclusives on the PS3. Heavenly Sword. I like to call it the female God of War, but this game kicked ass. This is one of the earliest games for the PS3. I love this game. There's so many good games, good exclusive games on the PS3 I can't play, because it's not, PS4 is not backwards compatible. And I know, maybe you're saying I don't buy new consoles to play old games. That's fine. Maybe you're not a hardcore gamer like me. Maybe you don't go back and play older games. I love playing older games, especially when a new game comes out. Like when Resident Evil 3 comes out, I like to go out and play all the other Resident Evil games. You know, when Metal Gear comes out, I like to go back and play all the Metal Gear games. You know, I like doing that. I would love to play Metal Gear Rising, but guess what? I had to go my PS3. Nope, backwards compatible on the Xbox One. I want to play Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. What? Backwards compatible on the Xbox One. You know, there's so there's so many good things that Phil Spencer has done with the Microsoft product. And then we look at the PS5 and Xbox One Series X. Phil Spencer came out. We looked at the specs of the Series X and the PS5. This is not my opinion in this part. This is simply facts. The Xbox One Series X is going to be a more powerful machine than the PS5. That is not my opinion. That is strictly the facts. You can look it up, compare it. Strictly facts. But not only that, Phil Spencer said all games are going to be backwards compatible on the Xbox Series X day one. That's right, I can play my original Xbox library, I can play my 360 library, I can play my Xbox One library, all day one. So even if I get a little bored of playing Halo Infinite, guess what? I can pop in Catherine, I can pop in Metal Gear, I can pop in Knights of the Old Republic and play those games. Again, maybe not your cup of tea, but I'm a hardcore gamer and I like having variety. I like knowing that the money I spent on these games can live on and I can get more use out of them instead of going from generation to generation to generation. Now, originally we thought PlayStation 5 was going to be backwards compatible. Wrong again, Jim, because Sony said that there's only going to be 100 PS4 games at launch that's going to be backwards compatible. So what if one of the games that I love on the PS4 isn't backwards compatible? Why isn't all games on the PlayStation backwards compatible? Why can't I play my PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games on the PlayStation 5? Why can't I do that? Your PlayStation Now service sucks donkey dick. And let's talk about that. Let's compare another thing. So I compared the backwards compatible. I compared the hardware itself of the PS5 and Xbox One Series X. Let's talk about, you know, what they offer us, the gamers. So Microsoft has done a real good job creating this thing called Game Pass. If you haven't heard about Game Pass, I highly recommend Game Pass. It is $9.99 a month. You have hundreds of games right there. It is the Netflix of gaming. You sign up, $9.99 a month. You go in, you're like, hey, I want to play Mortal Kombat X. You know, you download it. You want to play Halo Master Chief Collection, you download it. You can download all these games and play them for as long as you are a member to Game Pass. $9.99 a month. PlayStation has something similar, sort of, but it sucks. It's called PlayStation Now. Trust me, I tried the free trial. It sucks dick. PlayStation Now is basically what Game Pass what they're trying to do with Game Pass, where it has like PS3 games, PS4 games, but the problem is you have to stream them. It really is like Netflix. Like you're streaming, you know, like Google Stadia that sucks dick. You know, that's what PlayStation Now is. I heard you can download the PS4 games now, but back when I did it, like I tried playing Dragon's Lair, and that's not even a very big game. Streaming, I have a good internet connection, and it just lagged and it was pixelated. So yeah, you look at PlayStation Now, and it's more expensive than Game Pass. Just to me, Microsoft went above and beyond trying to appeal to the hardcore gamers. Now, there's going to be people out there that's going to stay in PlayStation's camp. That's fine. You know, like I said, I'm trying to convert Adam, but if Adam wants to stay with the PlayStation, All the power to him. But me, I like to know that my hard-earned money that I spend on games are going to live on from generation to generation. That my games like Resident Evil or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot or Injustice or Catherine or Metal Gear, I'm going to be able to play these games on the next gen. Where unfortunately, these games, even though they're good, they live on one generation. And I would have to completely plug, and it's a hassle. And you all know, you get home from a hard day's of work, and you really don't want to do anything. You just want to sit on the couch and play a video game. Do you really want to sit there and unplug and go fight with these wires and remove these HDMI just to play Heavenly Sword for like an hour? No. But you know what? I can pop in this and play this right away. So to me as a gamer, Microsoft has really done something right, and I kind of lost faith in PlayStation. I will always be a PlayStation fan. I'm always looking forward to the next God of War, to the next Uncharted. You tell me Uncharted, what are we on? Uncharted 5? You tell me Uncharted 5 is coming out day one on PS5, I will be there. I'm a massive Uncharted fan. I'm a massive fan of Sony and their exclusives and what they have done and built that brand. But to me, I feel like they lost their way a little bit with the gamers. I think they don't understand that people do care about backwards compatible. Again, maybe you're one that doesn't, but there are a majority of people out there that does, that wants their games to live on. They want to know that their video game library is still useful, that it isn't useless, that is now just a fucking paperweight. So anyway, guys, I know this is a really long video, longer than most of my videos, but I've been thinking about this for a while. And like I said, really slow news when it comes to movies and comic books. I'm not going to do a whole lot of gaming content, but until things start picking up in the movie world, I'm going to do game videos from time to time. And I thought this was a really good discussion. I really wanted to talk to you guys about this, and most importantly, I wanted to talk to you guys as if you are a friend of mine in the same room. I wanted to talk to you as if we are friends and we are discussing, are you getting a PS5 or Xbox One Series X? And I try to be very respectful and play both sides, give you the PS5 and the Xbox One Series X, the pros and cons of both consoles. And I just kind of gave it out, as if we were friends and we were in the same room talking. But I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about both Sony and PlayStation going into the next generation, or both Sony and Microsoft going into the next generation? Which one do you prefer? Do you kind of see where I'm coming from, or do you just not care? You're just going to get PlayStation because you just play it for the exclusives anyway. And so that's sort of my take on it, guys. But I want to know what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.